up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer A Day with TK. Took a couple days off. I was slacking, had to do some things at work, and just wasn't up to making a video. So I'm going to have to do a few makeup videos. As this is St. Patrick's Day week, I figured I'd lead off with a traditional Irish favorite, Guinness Draught. So Guinness is probably one of my favorite beers overall. I've been drinking it for years. It has a deep roots with my family, and it's something that I've really come to enjoy. The first Guinness I ever had was many years ago, I think, when I was in England, probably about 1996 or so. I think I told the story in one of the other videos. I went out with my uncles and my cousins. Everybody was drinking Guinness. At that point in my life, I thought Guinness was very thick and a heavy beer. I'd been used to drinking Yuengling for the most part when I went to college at Kutztown. And when I got over to West London, I was in Richmond, drinking the Guinness was another story altogether. Now, over the years, as I've drank more stouts, Guinness doesn't really hit me like it used to. It's kind of funny. I've talked to some different people on threads on different beer videos, and Guinness is a strange beer. It's somehow disliked for being too thick by some, and others think it's too thin. And I guess when you check out some of the imperial stouts or milk stouts or some of the really wild stuff that's out there now, it is a bit on the lighter side compared to those. But it is certainly heavier and darker than Miller Lite or Bud Light, if that's what you're used to drinking. So, I'm kind of excited to give this here a shot and start the week off with it. So, first thing we'll do, we'll pour it in this sweet glass that I acquired from a pub in London. So, nice, true Guinness glass. We'll have to give it a few minutes to pour. One of the beautiful things about Guinness is kind of watching it do its thing, right? That cascade. So this is a nitrogenated beer. So if you listen to it, there's a little ball inside here, a little nitrogen ball. When you open it, it pops. And it's one of the things that helps it pour like this. That's a truly beautiful thing. Now, if you go to a pub and they have Guinness on draft, you'll see them pour it about 2/3 of the way, let it settle, and then kind of finish it off. And, there's some official time. It takes a few minutes for the pint to pour. And it's kind of cool because it gives you an opportunity to talk with the staff or, your friends or whatever. The only thing I kind of learned is order them a few minutes ahead of time because there's going to be a bit of a lag. So, as it pours, you can see the beautiful cascade going down. As far as the head, nice, thick head. My father used to call it the bishop's collar, right? So you have that nice white foam on the black beer, like I guess the collar on a priest, right? So the bishop's collar. Nice dark color to it, obviously. It's a Irish Dry Stout. Looks really tempting. I'll give it another second to do its thing here. Now, it's kind of interesting that these settle rather a lot quicker, give it the nice hard pour with the nitrogen bubble than it would if you were to get it on draft. But still, it's pretty much the same. I think the only difference is I think that the foam on the head tends to look a little bit more tan colored as opposed to, I think it looks a little whiter when you get it drafted out of the pub or something like that. For being a relatively, darker or heavier beer compared to traditional American beers, there's only 4.2% ABV, so it is, relatively light. If you listen to the old stories about Guinness, it, was once prized for medicinal qualities. They give it to pregnant women and stuff like that. So it's got an interesting history to it. And again, dates back to 1759, right, from St. James Gate Brewery in Dublin, Ireland. As far as the smell, not a ton going on. You get the roasted malt, you pick up a little bit of light coffee kind of smell, but nothing too strong. It's got a nice smell. Let's go in for a taste. So for ratings, 3.78 on Untapped, Beer Advocate a 3.6. Overall, it gave it an 82 good. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably a little better than an 82. I get that there's, crazy cool imperial stouts made with lactic acid from a Panamanian giraffe and all kinds of other weird stuff. But I think this is solid, classic, great stout. I think the first thing you kind of notice, if you are a stout drinker, it's probably a little bit on the light side for a stout. Again, if you're not a stout drinker, it's probably a little heavy for you. But it has a nice silky texture. And that mostly comes from the fact that it's a nitrogenated beer, right? You have those little tiny bubbles in it that gives it a nice, really smooth texture. It makes it really drinkable. Makes you able to put these down pretty quickly. Yeah, soft. You get a nice roast malt flavor. Get a little bit of a hint of coffee. Maybe a tiny bit of the cocoa kind of taste as well, but it's not dominant. I think what you really taste is a nice roasted malt, and the other things are kind of lingering in the background a little bit. You get a little bit of slight bitterness, I think, is what finishes off and makes it kind of special for me. Oh, that's a nice pint. Guinness Draught from the legendary Arthur Guinness in Dublin, Ireland. You get a big thumbs up on this St. Patrick's Day week. I would definitely drink another one of these, and I'll probably continue drinking these for the rest of my life. Hey, till next time, Slainte.